I'm back, guys, with part 2 of my series of videos where I'll be talking about what a second Trump presidency could look like. Today I want to talk about taxes and inflation and the economy more broadly, since this is a hot topic and is honestly the thing that is on most people's minds and is really kind of the driving force for a lot of voters and the issues they're going to be most concerned about, which is totally understandable. Like, the cost of goods has gone up, inflation has driven that price up. Basic goods, basic services, and groceries, everything's more expensive. I'm feeling it too, guys. I hate it. But the reality of it is that we are kind of stuck with these prices to some extent. Let me just take a moment here to explain how inflation works, because I don't think a lot of people really get it. Okay? So inflation is not just like the cost of goods, like higher cost, higher inflation, and if we bring inflation down, that's going to magically lower the cost of goods and groceries and gas and whatnot. All right, it doesn't work that way. Inflation is the rate of increase of the cost of goods. So basically what that means is, as things increase over time, we have sort of discretionary inflation of around 2%. That was all pre-COVID. So what that boils down to is the value of the dollar in the past is not as high as it is today. $100 in the past is only going to be worth, $90 or $80 today. So the price of that case of eggs, let's say it's, you're paying $6. Trump is not gonna magically just be able to bring that price down, okay? That's just not how inflation works. He might be able to curb how much the price of that case of eggs increases, but that $6 price, like, we're stuck with that, guys. No president is going to just make that price magically go down. If they did, that would actually be known as deflation. And deflation is bad, okay? We can't just deflate the value of our currency and force the price of goods to come down, because that would make the dollar weaker on the world stage and in the world marketplace. Okay, the dollar is a very strong currency. We want to keep it strong. We don't want the value of it around the world to go down. And that directly ties to tariffs, which are basically a tax on all imported goods. Trump wants to impose tariffs on all imported goods from every company. So these companies are going to have to pay this tax on all of the goods that they bring into the United States. The idea here is doing so will force more manufacturing jobs to come back to the United States, because these foreign companies won't want to ship goods to us because they're going to cost too much. Honestly, I have never heard such a dumb economic idea in my life. All right, so these companies are not just going to stop importing goods to the United States. They'll pay those tariffs and then just increase the cost of their goods to the American consumer. That increased cost they'll have to pay will just get offloaded on us. Now, I love the idea of bringing manufacturing back to the United States. It means that, we don't have to be as dependent on these foreign companies for goods and services and materials. That's great in theory, but that process is going to take time, and it's going to be very costly. It's not just going to magically happen overnight. And so ultimately, in the short term, guys, let me make this very clear. In the short term, the prices that you pay right now will increase under a second Trump presidency, okay? He's going to make more tax cuts for his billionaire buddies and impose these ridiculous tariffs on all imported goods. And who's ultimately going to be paying for it? You.